when you said you need me. In a week from now, I'll be trying not to call you. Talking myself down, explaining that there's no use. Ooh, I'm gonna hurt myself trying to love you. You're gonna hurt me too, kiss and tell me to go soon. You're gonna hurt me too. Upset eyes, looking so pathetic. I miss how your teeth sounded scraping against my necklace. In an hour from now, I'll be trying not to call you. Talking myself down, explaining that there's no use. Ooh, I'm gonna hurt myself trying to love you. You're gonna hurt me too, kiss and tell. Vision is clouded. It feels like we've been aging faster. I feel so secluded. I really wish that things got better. It's been hard to keep my composure, and I really wanted to be over. In a sense, in summer race, we come back swinging. It all comes crashing down on us. Stand your ground. Faith is something that is really hard to find. So take it on yourself and keep your head up straight. Brighter days will come, so you better be prepared. When it all comes crashing down on us, crashing down. Are we in too deep? How do we simmer down to it differently? How do we say something you wake from daydream? But it had to be fake between me. If it breaks down, then we'll fix what is broken. Yeah, it'll take time, but you know that all the best things don't get built in an instant. Yeah, we can get back all the time that it took. Play our cards right, take a trip to the ocean. Yeah, back in my hand, I read you like a book. And honestly, I'm circling. Take me right back to the way that it was. Oh, baby, if it's a phase, then we'll both know what it's gonna take. Make or break, I will follow. High and low, you get the best of me. If it's a phase, then we'll both know what it's gonna take. Make or break, I will follow. High and low, you get the best of me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another EHL stream. Obviously, it's another Scrims stream today. and today we're going to have the side of Kissing Boys Esports versus Synical. Both teams obviously going to be attendees at the EHL LAN, if I'm correct, Reed.
I'm just hoping that I'm back and you can hear me now. We've been having some issues with vMix nowadays. But anyway, sorry, say that again, MPX, and I'll answer your question.
So we have both Kissing Boys Esports and Synical, and I believe both are attending the upcoming EHL LAN, am I right?
Not quite. Kissing Boy Esports are attending. They have a ticket. I believe Synical want to attend, but they missed out, so they're going to have to try and grab a team pass from a team that is going to either pull out or decide they have, you know, form up with another player that's got a team pass, or however that works out. We'd love to see them there. They're a bunch of great guys, so yeah, I really do hope we get them there, but I think it's a little bit unknown.
So what I'm hearing is I need to persuade someone that's got a ticket to become a coach for these guys so that we get this team at LAN.
If you want to put it that way, you can put it that way, and that's what I'll say. But let's take a look at what we got here. So, yeah, these two teams, even though, you know, they're not both, as of now, attending the LAN, they have been playing in all our opens, they have been playing in HCS. We've seen them all form up into these squads, and honestly, I think both of them are quite nice. Kissing Boys Esports is a lot more, is an org that's been around for a little while, kind of pops up here and there, but the players are, in this formation, quite new. So I know they've been trying out some new people, and they're mostly playing for the fun of it. Even though all the players do have a massive amount of skill, they've told me personally, many of them at Reedland last week, they have told me that they are playing with this squad because they like the guys and they're having a lot of fun. And that's good to see. So I hope that really comes through in their gameplay that we see from them, that they really have that raw passion. And just that friendliness allows them to really work cohesively together. But we're going to start off here with an oddball on recharge. I've been informed that they picked oddball as the first map just to kind of have that little bit extra gameplay time to warm up in map number 1.
That's right, oddball, obviously, you know, you get those extra rounds. It normally goes the time limit most of the time in the rounds, and as you say, gets you that time to warm up. And you either play an oddball or you play like an Aquarius 5 flag CTF just to get a bunch of gunfights in there. Normally it's always going to be an oddball. You get the off chance as a king of the hill, but it seems both these teams are happy. The oddballs, that 9 times out of 10 you're guaranteed 3 rounds as well. And I must say, this Kissing Boys logo goes absolutely crazy. And something I also noticed, I believe, is it 1 or is it 2 LAN winners obviously on the Kissing Boys roster? You know, obviously Manxie with Durham Defenders, so obviously a little bit of experience in uni lands and things like that, so he'll be taking that across with him to EHL. And that was a beautiful little remote detonation from Zonda, so definitely I want to see him at LAN if he gets the opportunity, because as you say, this squad, a very talented squad on both sides, being especially I believe it was him and Buffed at one point used to play some Call of Duty and things like that, so Being's been around, he plays extremely fast pace, as you see there. His team maybe a little bit disjointed there, but a beautiful 360 from Manxie Reed. And yeah, both teams, as you say, warming up, getting their way in, and you see we're already a minute down on the clock, and we've had 20 seconds in, so we're almost guaranteed at least probably 15 minutes of gameplay altogether here, so it's a great warm-up.
Yeah, so we see this back sort of pipe setup being generated by Kissing Boys Esports twice now. That will allow this center of the map to go towards Synical. They're going to grab themselves that camo, and that's kind of mixed up this map a lot. So I've seen a lot of players gravitate towards the sort of gold hold, but now you have this 45-second camo. I'm not sure if that's particularly the play you want to play. Because you've got both this extended camo sort of window you're given to the team, and that just allows them to break your setup just that little bit easier. And I don't know, maybe we'll see as we get more kind of HCS games on these maps that meta change a little bit. But for these two teams, they're going to try and make it work. And for Kissing Boys Esports is already ahead by 23 points, and they're about to go for, I believe, an A-hole.
I think to an extent, maybe starting off with a gold setup with this 45-second camo, you have a lot less to cover, right? You can have that player that can play out towards Longhorners. You see a nice rotation still, and oh, a great stick by being there. I'd say a nice rotation still for them to just keep the ball out of the hands of Synical. But going back to my point, maybe a start initially in gold is good because you have just this red pipe door, and I guess you have sort of like the attic jump up to watch for that camo. So 9 times out of 10, you've got players watching every angle. So the camo, even though it is 45 seconds, if you've got the eagle eye, you got your brightness, you know, a little bit further down, get that little outline of the camo, then you're going to see where they are, and hopefully it's not as effective, but you are going to see, unfortunately, Kissing Boys lose their gold hold, and it's now going to be the side of Synical here taking the ball, and obviously camo coming up in 20, so it's not going to be too big of a problem. But the setup looks like it could have been rotating to A, but it's going to be Manxy and the boys who's going to take out 2 players, look to push in, but unfortunately get taken down. And yeah, Reed, we are getting a nice start, a nice warm-up for these teams. Again, I've got to say it, I love a bit of oddball, but it looks like the side of Synical, they gave up the ball control and they're straight in time for that camo. And yes, okay, you're going to get Kissing Boys Esports building up time. They've got a little bit of a lead here and they're continuing to push it. But this camo, I think it's either Spetter or Robber that has it. You know, obviously just trying to sneak by. I believe, was that Spetter got taken out off screen? He did, and so did Robber. So the camo absolutely neutralized, but this ball still just left down bottom mangler. And it looks like KBE are just relaxed and not forcing the time. And just comfortable here to hold the ball in a neutral position.
Yeah, that is true. I want to take a look at some of the scores that we have right now in the kill feed. So he's kind of overtaken Will. Will made that nice big dash to double digits. He got there and then kind of stalled a little bit, although, you know, he had ball time, so we'll leave that on him. Being's managed to overtake him. Nobody other than Spetter on the side of Synical has yet broken that double kill mark. And that might be why we're seeing this massive lead in the score points now for oddball time. So I'll be interested to see if this continues as a trend, but yeah, something to keep an eye on.
Definitely, and I think on paper, if you threw me these rosters, I would say the side of Synical on paper would definitely be the quote-unquote stronger roster, just based off your names. Obviously, yes, you have your Pulse, you have your Manxy and Beings, and obviously Happy, also a very respected player. But just looking at the side of Synical, when I see a Hexed, I see a Spetter, I'm like, okay, these guys potentially individually have the skills where in 1v1 scenarios, I don't expect them to lose them, but the teamwork, as you stated at the start here, from Kissing Boys, you know, just wanting to play together, wanting to obviously build this team because they have fun. Looks like it's something that it's taken a lot of pressure, especially in the final year of sort of like HCS and what you guys are putting for EHL. If these guys, you know, stick it out, they have some fun, it allows them to just kind of vibe out and that. I think they're just a group of talented people, as you say, that just work together really well, and they clearly complement each other, because you see even Manxy about to get double digits here. I say that, I kind of cursed him. The old caster curse is back as all 4 went down for Kissing Boys, and you're going to see Spetter obviously with the shot rifle for you here.
Yeah, so shock and camo, that's a deadly combination. I think everybody knows that. He gets the call from Zonda, he makes the turn, he does manage to do enough damage to take down Pulse. Zonda, he leaves the ball up in top gold. He's not that worried, but he really should be, because if that ball goes back into the hands of Kissing Boys Esports, they probably have one more chance to break this setup. A couple players pushing into gold here, this might be it, MPX, this might be the end.
Yeah, round 1 looks like it's done. Maybe not there. Is Happy still in control of the ball, but Spetter, if he gets this kill off the nades, no, not going to be. But somebody does drop it. Manxy with a grapple though, Reed. Confirms the final seconds, and it'll be on to round 2.
Oh, an exhilarating end there to the first round. I was a little bit unsure what was going on there. The ball kind of dropped towards battery. That's not where you want to end up. Luckily, we saw Manxy there with the grapple, just able to eke out a few more seconds, even if he was getting absolutely railed from top A. But we're on to the next round here. It looks like we're going to have a different playstyle here from Kissing Boys Esports. They're going to go straight for competition onto this camo, and they're going to win it. That'll be Happy 9000 with the camo. 3 players from Synical temporarily dead, and that oddball is now out in the open. Interested in where this goes, MPX, but we may see a setup generate very quickly here for Kissing Boys Esports.
Definitely a great kill from Manxy there, and then not gonna finish off that half shield player. He is gonna get taken out, but yeah, you know, a little bit of time able to be put on the board. by Kissing Boys Esports, but Synical straight back, taking the gunfights they need, taking control of Gold Reed, and they look like they're getting comfortable and about to maybe get a decent amount of time on the board. But I say that, none of them want to touch the ball, they're all still going for kills, but Zonda is going to start the time.
Yeah, so a nice little penetration here by Manxie, but 2 of his players are dead, so all he can really do here is disturb this setup, and it looks like he'll be able to do that pretty well. I would have liked to have seen a nade come out there, that might have been enough to make that ball go down, but Spets covering the cross, Zondit not quite able to keep the ball on hand. The flank comes through, the pulse absolutely somehow recovers there from having no idea there was a player bottom tower to actually managing to win the little one-on-one there. And the ball has been transported by Synical towards the side of Kissing Boys Esports, and they're going to go for a C setup here. Hopefully, if you're a Kissing Boys Esports fan, this ball will hold.
I believe it will. They have a really nice setup here from Kissing Boys Esports, and Spetter, he's not even going to continue pushing through. I think if he pushes through there, he gets around the corner and Pulse doesn't get the kill, but he's going to turn back and almost ego chow the stick onto Pulse and gets punished. But yeah, just a note again here, Reed. Obviously the scores, you got Spet leading his team at 22, and then you look across with his teammates, they're all at least half his engagements down, whereas the whole other team are all there. Yes, they go 3 dead. Yes, it's going to be Synical with a ball time, but just overall, the kills and assists and the way these gunfights are happening, it looks like they're falling in place for Kissing Boys Esports more than they are for Synical.
Enemy has the ball.
Okay, yeah, so Camo's still in the hands of Hex. This is just, again, proof how deadly this 45-second Camo is. He's going to keep it up for so damn long. He's going to be able to catch Manxie. I was just about to say he's going to be able to catch out Manxie here, but apparently not. Manxie's going to go for the back smack onto the Camo player. Sure, as you do. That's fine. But I'm looking at the kill delta here, and we got about a 10 kill lead here for Kissing Boys Esports. So that's what's allowed them to get this extra time. But this round 2 is starting to look very, very different, MBX. We've got almost a reversal of the situation we had a couple minutes into round number 1. And I'll be wondering if we're going to see Synical keep running away from it, because they do have the man advantage basically all the time right now.
Quite possibly gonna get this lead, obviously in the hands of Synical, just growing slowly but surely. And I just want to note, Manxie, something that I know he's definitely been focusing on is working, you know, with his teams, in teams that he's been in before. Sometimes he's been that player that gets off court with a pacing, and okay, maybe he gets caught there, but he was with his teammates the whole time, and I think that's really helped this side of Kissing Boys Esports is, as I say, the teamwork. Like you said, they wanted to play together, but I think just Manxie finding his pacing, finding a team that works with his pacing, and just overall you have Spetter kind of versus Being, and then the rest of the team for Synical finally picking it up. But it's going to be Kissing Boys. They make a huge dent into that lead, and it's now only 90 seconds ahead for Synical. And I think even first round, Reed, it was a lot further ahead and not really as close when Kissing Boys had the lead.
Yeah, we saw another Camo go the way of Synical. I think that's every single Camo this round has gone their way, except the one right at the beginning. And that seems to be playing off very well for them. Just as they say that, Spet makes a total misplay. He should have had the information that there was an enemy player top gold, but that really lost out for them. That was a Camo that got them essentially nothing, and they fought for a lot to manage to grab that and get away with it. But there is still not the ability here for Kissing Boys Esports to get a setup. Synical are doing enough damage, and what a stick coming out from Being there. Absolutely huge range to get that swing across. That's essentially like trying to thread a needle there. I mean, really, really great work by him. But just Synical having this cross-map advantage, they're really stopping anything happening for Kissing Boys. But I would love to see them just have a little bit more objective efficiency here and just try to close that gap a little bit more.
I will say, one thing I'm seeing on the side of Synical is they've began to kind of slow things down a little bit and get their pacings together. Like, towards the start of that there, they were really pushing solo, but then towards the end, while you were coming there, unfortunately, like, they began to get the teamwork together, and then now just working things as a group, and it looks like it's maybe Kissing Boys potentially finding their pacings, and now they're together making the plays, making the pinches. There's 3 go dead for Synical. It's just going to be Robert left alive, and now he is doing exactly what I just said, waiting for his teammates and trying to get a push together. But it looks like it's Bean who's caught it, sniffed it out, and it's going to be a split push actually here, Reed.
Yeah, an interesting move. I mean, Manxie was in the absolute best position there to capitalize. They didn't know he was top tower. Enough damage was dealt as they crossed around overhang that he was just able to get a nice, easy double kill. And then those final 2 players that were in gold just got caught out in a 3-on-2 advantage. And that just meant that this setup was able to be held. And this was the break that Kissing Boys Esports needed to carry on and stay in this one, because it was starting to look very scary for them.
Yeah, and I was going to say the split looks like it could work out for them, and then they immediately got it shut down. But as quick as they get it shut down, they're back with 2 dead on Kissing Boys Esports. But it's a great trade. But Hext, however, has the ball, and he's building up time. And I'd like to see Spet just ignore this gold and push through A. Because if I'm Spet, I'm aware that the enemy is going to be pushing through red pipes. But he's opting not to. He's opting to just hold it, have his teammate rotate through. And he's kind of playing a passive defense, and he's now running away, and that's not what I want to see. If I'm Spare, I kind of want to see him challenge that. A beautiful kill by Manxie, has to be said. Manxie turning up this round. There's 3 dead for Synical, and it looks like Kissing Boys are gonna potentially be able to get control of this ball if the side of Synical don't all just spawn on the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very scary situation there for a little bit. It looked like that C helped. If there was like a round of slays that came out there by Synical, that would probably be round over. But Kissing Boys Esports gave themselves a gap that has just been absolutely exploited by Synical. That ball got reset. Synical were in a good position by pipes from their fresh spawners. They've managed to hold another setup here in top gold. There's a lot of damage coming out here, and they're not really getting much ball time, but Pulse goes down. The ball drops out. I don't know if I quite agree with that, but with 10 seconds left, you know, just put it in the middle. Just let your team cover it while the enemy tries to fight for it. And I think this is going to be all she wrote. That is round number 2 going the way of Synical, and we're in a 3rd round oddball here situation, MPX.
Yeah, 3rd round oddball we go, but maybe it's a battle of the sides, and I know a lot of people, I think they prefer to start off on the C side. You get a lot more access to this camo, which I was about to say a player grabbed it, but it looks like Synical were able to take him out straight away, but it's going to go straight back into the hands anyway, and I think it was Being that had it there as he gets a great kill. It might have actually burnt the camo, but yeah, Kissing Boys with a great start here, but 2 dead momentarily for Synical. Now 1 apiece dead, and ooh, Pulse maybe not holding off his push for that extra second he needed. And Reed, we're a little bit neutral with 30 seconds in. 2 dead on either side, and finally Synical are going to break the deadlock.
2 dead either side, but Speta manages to kind of shimmy his way there into top gold. I mean, he's going to not be able to hold it for very long as Manxie comes into the bottom of red pipes. But Speta actually wins that duel, and that means he'll just get even more time here. He gets the backup from his teammates that he really sorely leaves. These 2 teammates that are 1 shot can take him down. They'll just about manage it. They're going to hold this setup, and that is really bad news for Kissing Boys Esports. You've got Hext here in Whirlpool holding the cross. You've got Manxie trying to push in gold. He gets cross shots from top A, and that just means he gets absolutely melted. If you can take down Happy and Pulse here trying to push up the tower, which it looks like they're going to be able to do successfully, this is going to be even more ball time here going for Synical.
Yeah, and I'd want Robert to slow down there. Like, his team had control of gold. He pushed through out front of tower and then pushed the spawners of Kissing Boys Esports, which gave them the first kill, and then immediately off the spawn, Robert's just gone and ran into his death. So now it's 3 dead again. Hex, the last man up. He's now the one spawning C-Plat. And you see the side of Kissing Boys. It's got to be under the tutelage of Pulse and Being. Just telling them to slow it down. They don't have to push. Allowing Synical to spawn C, but Being about to fall down, maybe to his death. And that could be the entrance Synical need, Reed, to push through and try and extend their lead if they can get control of this ball.
Enemy has the ball.
They try, but it just isn't true. Spet, he's got that ball back up in top gold. Happy 9000, he's stuck up there. He manages to go for the melee. I'm not sure what quite happened there. That looked like that should have been a melee to me, but the game says no. And that'll be a double kill for Zonda. He's going to go for the triple on Pulse. He'll actually somehow manage to shimmy that one out there. That could have been an overkill for him, but the teammate backup comes through. He'll just get a nice delayed triple. Triple takedown, well, maybe, not quite. Happy 9000, he's staying up and alive, but the ball is still in the hands of Synical. They are racking up so much time here, MPX. They need to be very, very careful, because this might be the end of the game.
A great camo play there as well from Zonda, you know. Didn't just desperate the kill on Happy 9000. He just dropped, let his camo regen, killed the guy one-shot gold pipes. And I think that's what gave his team that extra like 5 or 6 seconds, you know. Not having that... Ooh, I thought he just stuck his player there, but Happy able to work with Manxie to get the kill. But yeah, that's what gave Synical the extra 5 or 6 seconds. Just him, you know, keeping his camo up, being a nuisance as the carbine comes out for Spetter, but he's not going to be able to get a kill with it. But Synical holding time read, and it's going to be on Kissing Boys Esports. They're going to need to make a break now if they want a chance to take this round.
The ball is out in the middle of the map. Neither team is able to establish enough control to make that happen. Looking at the kills do kind of favour Synical now. It's a bit of a changeover. I haven't done the quickness in my head, but I'm just looking at the numbers trying to work it out. Either way, it's gotten a lot cleaner on these total kills for either side.
I think KB are ahead by about 4.
Okay, so that is a drop down of about 10 to about 4. So as this game's gone on, you've seen Synical really get into their element, and that's how we've seen this whole game turn around from what looked like all Kissing Boys Esports in that round number 1 to a very close round number 2 to a quite dominating round here by Synical. They're going to get their hands on a camera again. It's back in Hex's hand. If Hex can block these fresh corners, get a split spawn situation possibly here for Kissing Boys Esports, this could be the long hold they need. But I'll be interested to see how this goes.
It's something you said in round 2. Synical just able to hold that camo, and they've done it again here. I don't think he's been spotted either, and Hex almost gets the back smack, able to play it patiently, maybe gonna get this kill on pulse. But yeah, just the control of this camo, the control of the power-ups and power weapons seems to be putting Synical heavily into this lead, and you're going to have to see some magic out of Pulse here to keep his team in it. Does get one, gets a second one shot. Going to need the triple out of him here, Reed. It's not going to come through, but his teammate's there.
I would have loved to see the triple there, ending on killing the camo player. That would have been absolutely insane. But 8 points left needed here for Synical. All in the hands of Kissing Boys Esports. If Spet can do something here, he may have a chance. That ball is just sitting there, lying there, all open for him to take. It's his ball to lose. If he can sort of somehow steal a few more seconds here, nobody from Kissing Boys Esports is in a position anymore to take him down. And that will be round number 3 going to Synical. What an insane first map. We saw a dominating performance from Kissing Boys Esports. Absolutely converted there towards the end of the map. I hope that's not a trend as we go into the rest of these games. I hope we don't see what happens to be a very strong showing from Synical and Kissing Boys just chasing them along. I want to see this kind of flip back and forth just a little bit. And we're going to be going into a CTF Fortress here, MPX.
CTF Fortress, definitely one that I'm not quite sure how it changes, but just a quick one on the kills there. Obviously I said it was about a 4-kill lead at one point to Kissing Boys. It immediately then flips right on its head, and it looked like Hext and Spetter just kind of took over with the team right at the end of that round, and there was no stopping them. But yeah, CTF Fortress next, and I have to say, with 2 snipers on the map, if you get those in the hands of the players on Synical, I know this is a scrim, I know this is kind of, you know, a bit more chilled out, it's not a HCS, it's not an EHL tournament, but it's one of those that you get them in the hands, I know they're going hard, I know they're going to want to take down. What a beautiful remote deck, by the way. I have to pause what I'm saying to get that in again.
I would love to say that was intentional, but it didn't look intentional. But maybe it's such a great player that he made it look so so casual. Maybe that's what happened there.
It's just one of them that, like you say, I don't think he meant for it, but it's just so beautiful when you get one of them, and it's on pizza as well. It looks so good.
Yeah, but what a great set of replays we have coming out of here. Great, good work here by Prod, making sure that we can see all these moments go back to back. We can see this kind of conversion. I mean, look at the lead that Kissing Boys Esports have here in this round number 1. They had a 40-point lead. They did manage to clutch it out, but it got so tight. And that round number 2, again, neck and neck. It's just great to kind of see this type of competitive play at this level. I mean, we're talking about these teams that are, these are kind of like your top 8 teams, top 12 teams. That's kind of where they're sitting. I think Synical would like if I said they're top 4, but they can push there. They just need to get some more practice in. And honestly, I think that's possibly what we saw here in this first map. I think we just saw that the Kissing Boys Esports guys were probably getting ready for this scrim. They wanted to come into this picking. They wanted to have a really strong performance. These Synical guys, they probably didn't warm up as much. Again, this is pure guesswork. Maybe in chat we can get one of the players to confirm this for us. But
we need a TMZ ping confirmation. Yeah, absolutely. How do you feel this one's gonna go, Reed? Obviously, as I said, for me, I think if Synical are gonna get the snipers in their hands, I think it's probably a little bit of a cakewalk for them. But I know you're probably more familiar with all the players in total on the Kissing Boys side. You know, is there one of them that I'm maybe not aware of that's, oh my god, it's gonna be Being that we're starting off with? And I was about to say that's kind of nice with a sniper, and Being might just be the one that I need to keep an eye on here.
honestly, I was going to say Being is an incredibly strong player. I mean, we've seen Being, he kind of appeared on the radar a bit after Halo Infinite released. It wasn't on release. I think it was year 2, I want to say, when he first appeared on my radar. And that was doing some sort of university level stuff. That's how he kind of got friendly with these guys. He's competed in quite a few EHL tournaments, HCS Open, stuff like that as well. But he is really showing his place. Now, a player that is already top of this leaderboard right now, we have Manxy sitting at 4 kills. Manxy, he has improved massively. He is a player that, he's going to hate me for saying this, but I used to think at an equivalent level to me when we were playing some of those early UHL tournaments, some early UHL kind of fridge queues and stuff. Now, I'll say he's definitely better than me, right? And that's because he's stuck with it. He's stuck with this game. Many people, they moved on from Infinite, but he is stuck with the passion. He's upgraded his setup. He's got himself new kind of peripherals and all this kind of stuff. And this has really helped him elevate his skill level. And it's really shown. But I've been waffling for a little bit. And I just want to point out, this flag has been on the move, right? This flag is waiting. And that is a flag in for Kissing Boys Esports. And they are not going to go down easily in this first match.
Yeah, and it has to stem from, I think Manxy was 6-0 at one point, and as you say, I remember Manxy, someone who at the start, himself and a few of the UHL guys, you know, I kind of played around with a bit, used to kind of help take them through when they were on the come up, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like you say, they stuck at it. They got way more involved in the university stuff, way more involved in the HCS stuff, and they have just progressed. And I think one of the big things for Manxy is he's played with your likes of your Outcasted, you know, Pulse as well himself. Pulse is a great teacher for some of these university guys. He's got such a mature head on him. So I think with a team that he's got, and as you say, with Being, you know, coming about, it's just a beautiful mesh of all of these guys' personalities, but it is going to be the side of Synical trying to pull out this flag, but they're just getting held back, and it looks like Kissing Boys Esports just don't want to let them out of their own base.
Yeah, I mean, Rover, he's going for a bit of the flank, but he won't need to because that'll be a double kill coming through. Will, he cleans that one up. Happy. I gotta be careful, I don't start calling out people by their names, no one's gonna know who the hell I'm on about. We have Flags just struggling to make any movement now after that first flagpole. We saw some excellent positioning by Kissing Boys Esports in the center of the map to stop that flagpole from going anywhere. And right now, it looks like either Synical are getting a little bit more map presence. They're controlling Ring 2 and Ring 1 here. But Manxy, he just turns around and says absolutely not and just takes his head clean off.
The head ripper Manxy has come out to play, and he's looking for these players being called out by his teammates. Not going to find one right now, but Happy is going to get some good damage down, get more damage on that player. Hopefully his teammate finishes it off. I'm not seeing it in the kill feed. There it is, and I'll be honest with you, this is looking a little bit like a carbon copy of how it started for them. And I was about to say, Happy needs to get a touch on this flag, and he does. A triple kill from Robert off screen.
I was so expecting us to see an overkill there. I was like, he's going to stall on him, he's going to make it happen. But it wasn't to be true. Maybe we'll see one in a little bit. Triple kill though for him should still be incredibly great. He stopped that flag run from happening. I mean, we got another double kill here for his teammate, and that's 4 dead for Kissing Boys Esports. This might be the turn that Synical needs. That flag is on the move. Zondit passes it down to his teammate. He knows that those spawners are coming in. He gets one, nearly takes down a second. Pulse is so weak. I'm sure that will be cleaned up by his teammate, and that overshield is going to allow them just to have that little bit extra protection they need to secure that flag on the point, and that will be 1-1, and this game is all tied up again.
Yeah, the protection of that overshield, very important on this map, you know. Especially if you get it halfway through your flag run, you can just hide behind one of those staircases in ring, pop it, and then continue that run, literally, and get it for free since you're already in at the halfway mark. But Pulse, maybe just going to rapid run this. Unfortunately, not going to hit the slide, so it does get slowed down, but his team are making the kills. Unfortunately, 2 dead for Kissing Boys Esports. Zondit looking to keep his flag alive in the center. Spetter going to get on the return with him now, and it's going to be up to Pulse to try and make a huge play to keep this flag out. He's not going to be able to do it, and it's going to be Synical going for another flag run themselves.
I mean, these spawn traps are just absolutely insane. Zondit managed to take down Happy 9000 there to be in one shot straight off the bat. Pulse, he'll respond with his own shots coming through, being he's the last player to stop this from going through, but he will not manage it. That is 2-1 for Synical. This is just a repeat of that map number 1, a very strong showing from Kissing Boys Esports to start, and it just gets flipped on its head as we move into the later parts of the game. But I want to see a little bit of a response here by Kissing Boys Esports, so they can make sure that this isn't a repeat. All they need to do is just put a little bit more effort in.
A little bit more effort, a little bit more willpower. Maybe Happy needs to find a little bit of magic, you know, warm himself back up. Maybe this map isn't it. He had a decent map 1, and you know, this overshield coming up is going to be crucial. If Kissing Boys Esports aren't able to get this, I'm going to go out and say it, and Synical probably make a flag capture with this. Just got to see him play smart as Hex, just backed up in his base with the sniper, looking to push up for map control. Happy also has the snipe in his own base, but it's going to be Zondit taking it out, and this might be where it ends. Both snipers in the hands of Synical Reed.
Flag on the move again. This could be the end of the game. If we can see a few nice headshots coming in here by Hext, if he can take down Being and Happy, this will be all but secured. He spots Being, he spots Happy, he misses both of those shots. That is incredibly huge for Kissing Boys Esports. Zondit tries to get that matchup. That flag gets returned. He doesn't get there quick enough. He gets the back smack, but it's not enough. Zondit, he's going to go for the pull again. Happy 9000, last player up. He's the fresh spawn. He decides to clear the path ahead of him. I worry that might have not been necessary and might have cost him some time, but he's trying to fly. He doesn't quite fly fast enough. The sniper shot comes across. This is going to be the end of the game here, MPX, unless we can see something magical come out of here by Kissing Boys Esports. It's a big ask. It's too much of an ask. That'll be the final flag going in. Map number 2 going the way of Synical. We're going to move on to map number 3. Just worth reiterating here, we're going the full hog here. We're playing all 7 maps. It's a scrim, even if they all go the way of Synical.
Yeah, and it felt like that Fortress flag was exactly like the oddball. A great hot start for the side of Kissing Boys Esports, which just petered off kind of into nothingness halfway through, and then Synical found their legs. They started to get the power up controlled. They started to get the power weapons and just kind of took over it. And I liked what we saw at the end there from, you know, Zondit and his team. Sure, he didn't have to clear out those plasma grenades, but he just did it, gave himself that free run, and I think that helped in the end, you know, to offset the timing that Kissing Boys Esports weren't ready, and that's what made the difference and offered them up that third flag.
Yeah, I think ultimately it all came down to the better cohesion here out of Synical. I mean, when we saw them getting those flag runs, they had the spawns locked down. I mean, you saw the attempt there. Manxie, he responded perfectly with a nice headshot. But the guys on Synical, they'd grab a flag and they'd be ready for those fresh spawners and they'll have them nailed down. I'm so upset that Robert missed out there on the overkill. It was just there and certainly on a play. He just had to make sure that the shots didn't come through onto him. Anyway. But yes, those setups and those spawn traps were perfect by Synical, and that's really what edged it out for them. So we're going to go to a King of the Hill live fire, another type of map where spawn setups aren't as big of an impact. It's going to be more on the team cohesion around the hill. So we may see a kind of good response here by Kissing Boys Esports, but again, it's up to them really if they're going to push this one through.
Yeah, and I want to see. Ooh, some great nades here from Zondit. Just looking to nade over the top into C-Plat. Don't really often see them. Maybe something he's been practicing. Maybe he comes from the COD scene as well, because that looked like some search and destroy nades that I used to throw on Blackhawk, I think it was, in one of the games. We won't go into it too much. We're in Halo. And it's going to be a hot start again from Kissing Boys Esports. About halfway through this first hill read. As you see, the side of Synical just kind of trapped around that camo side, and I believe it's going to be Zondit with the camo hit.
Is this a repeat of what we saw before? Are all the power amplifiers going to go the way of Synical? I don't know, but all I know is that if it did go their way, it's absolutely gone now. Manxie managing to stay alive on the hill, so even though we saw Synical get themselves the camo to start with and get themselves this sniper, they've struggled to really capitalize with it. They have not held this hill at all. They're going to have to clear it now if they want to really hold it. If we can get Manxie taken care of here by Roba and get this sniper back over towards the hill, it's still possible they could take this one. They've got all the power weapons now that are on the map. They are going to be working hard to keep this one locked down.
And that they are. Zondit's gonna take out Post, but Happy gets the answer back, and being with a beautiful nade onto Zondit, it's gonna be on Hex just to live up on this nest side. His teammate's gonna try and get the angle for him. But I think if I'm the side of, yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. If I'm the side of Kissing Boys Esports, I'm just kind of leaving Manxie to get damage ahead, and I'm sitting 2 people on the hill, guaranteeing that time. That's exactly what they do. Synical are going to have control of this C first, are going to have control of tower read, and it's going to be the side of Kissing Boy, a beautiful trade from Happy, forcing themselves for the break.
Being last player alive, he's stuck down bottom mid. He's going to have to try and find an opening here. He's searching out what's going on left. He's going on back tower. He's spotted out Zondit. He knows Spet's going to come for him. Perfect call by him. Perfect nade placement. He's now got his teammates up, and they're going to have to work together if they're going to want this one. They have to make a decision here. Do they push the hill? Do they push for camo? They're going to have to go for hill. They can't let a whole another 20 seconds. Not quite sure what happened there. He slid through his body. But what that means is it means that this hill is still being held by Synical, and this camo is looking ever more likely to go their way. Kissing Boys Esports, again, they're looking like they're going to possibly give up on hill here and just try to secure this camo. But you've kind of got 2 players going each way, and this is really not going to work in their favor.
I was going to say 2v2 on the camo, but it was Pulse getting a beautiful kill on the first one. Then his teammates Happy, and I believe it was being able to get 2 themselves, and now control to Kissing Boys Esports, but Zondit potentially sneaking through is going to get caught out by the guy on camo. So now it's up to Hex and Spetter to work together a little bit off. I think they're aware Spetter's bottom, but Manxie's going to give it up. Maybe not the call out that he's down there yet, but Reed, the sniper's coming up. They have control right now of it. I don't know if Spetter's been called out behind. I think Manxie might be in the gunfight. He is. I'd like to see Happy turn around and help him there, but he didn't.
I absolutely love the patience that we saw there from Synical, right? Spetter made the call. He was back tower. He waited for his teammates to push top A, push the sniper, get them locked in for that challenge over the sniper, and grab the hill. Perfectly played by them. They knew camo was in play, so they were a little bit cautious. Camo there, the response came through, but camo was just not able to make that 2-on-1 situation work, and he only got one of those players, and no one was there to follow up with the final player that survived. So that was camo wiped out and the hill secured, and it's now 1 hill apiece. Let's see what happens here with this one. We did have the sniper in the hands of Synical, but I'm not quite sure where that one's gone, MPX.
I want to shout out Pulse with a 2-7 stat line. It was in the hands of Zondit, top sandbags. It's now in the hands of Spetter, that sniper rifle. But the side of Kissing Boys Esports just getting a little bit of time, just managing to keep control of this hill so that it's neutral. I think I see Snipe maybe has a bullet down, and it is just on that pillar of A. So hopefully somebody from Kissing Boys can get that, as they are now about a quarter of the way done on capturing this hill. It's going to be Being with it. And he's actually got 4 shots left, but he's going to get taken out. And Reed, the side of Synical, gave up that sniper rifle, but were able to then push in, take the damage through, and unfortunately gets traded out. I need to stop speaking about, you know, the plays they're making, because everybody's going down. But Hex gonna milk some this time. Last one up around this hill. His teammates are spawning on the camo. What can they do here?
Yeah, I want to just shout out Manxie made an amazing play there. Just staying alive back of the hill. He was just able to sort of drag that out. Keep those players from Synical from not capitalizing much on hill time. And even though Synical have completely taken the setup, they're still behind on total time on this third hill. So it would just be interesting to see where the swings. I mean, we have a killing spree here for Hext. Hext, he's feeling it. He's going straight at Happy. He's trying to find out that camo player. He kind of spots him, kind of doesn't. Manages to actually make the connection. His teammates giving him all the support he needs. Tries to help out Happy. He's slightly too slow, and this hill is being held. We're going to have to see Manxie and Pulse really push through if they're going to push the player off of this hill, and that's what they have to do because they are going to be losing a lot of time at this point.
Yeah, Pulse kind of uncharacteristically negative. Like, Pulse is someone I usually expect to kind of just be neutral, maybe be like -2, -3, so kind of uncharacteristically negative on this map in particular. Same for Spetter here, but Hext absolutely leading the charge for Synical. Wants to make sure that he's keeping his name out there. One of my goated teammates from my first LAN event, so I love to see this guy performing well. And it's gonna be Synical taking the lead 2-1 here, after what looked like a good start to that hill for Kissing Boys Esports, Reed.
Yeah, I mean, Snipe came out there, but the collapse that Synical just pulled off was textbook. It allowed them to get control of that power weapon, take down the players, take control of back tower, get themselves some time on this hill. They've kind of been, like, shafted by those spawns coming out over towards dummies. That really didn't play in their favor. I don't think they were expecting the full C push that early after they managed to take down all the players on Kissing Boys Esports. But those things happen. You just need to make sure you're in the position to really prevent those spawns from coming through. And now, it looks like actually Kissing Boys Esports, despite having, in my opinion, the roughest start to this fourth hill, they do own control of this one, and they may be able to push this to a 2-2 situation.
Yeah, something I want to note, the pacing that both Manxie and Hext are playing at, they're kind of like the anchor players for their team, and both of them right now absolutely putting in a shift. But it is going to be Kissing Boys Esports, 3/4 of the way on this hill read. Spetter, if he gets taken out here, I want to say probably is going to just chalk that up, his team, and just be like, okay, Kissing Boys have this. But Spetter was able to get the kill, and he's able to live up. Get another one, but a killing spree this time for Pulse. Pulse has heard me. He has warmed up into this match perfectly, and he is ready to try and help the side of Kissing Boys Esports push straight up there to be with Manxie as quick as he can. And it looks like he's going to be the catalyst for them getting this hill.
Yeah, Hex, he tries to squeeze through there as quick as he can just before all those fresh ones come up to stop him, but he's not quite good enough. That will be a 2-2 situation here for Kissing Boys Esports and Synical. Camo in the hands of Spet. Manxie does not know where he is. The backsmack comes through. He tries to answer with the second. He makes all the shots connect, but being he wins the piv, that will be Camo absolutely neutralized, and that is going to be a really, really good outcome here for Kissing Boys Esports. But can they maintain control of tower? Everybody knows that on this hill, on live fire, you need tower control. If you can hold that, you can really stop all these spawners, force them over towards the A side of the map, and just prevent this hill from taking any effect. And look at this, right? Kissing Boys Esports, they held tower control, and they've just absolutely dominated this hill. They've basically finished it with no response at all from Kissing Boys Esports. This is going to be a third hill for them secured. They need one more hill to win, and it's looking pretty scary if you are a fan here of Kissing Boys Esports. And let's be honest, who isn't?
But Synical, they obviously gave this first hill up, you know, with a first rotation. Maybe off of the spawn they had, you know, they prioritized going for the camo play instead of going for the hill. So this time around, taking charge of the hill early, taking charge of the power positions top middle, and if Zondik gets away, I was about to say, if he gets away here, it's a little bit worrying. Then I had to pause because the fact he did get away, manages to kill the sniper and the second on a killing spree read. And again, he's doing these grenades. I'm not really sure where they land. I'm pretty sure they're going to land by pillars. Not going to be able to see it. I think they blow up mid-air, but he has this snipe in his hands, Reed, and gonna have to see him make a play with this to break the hill.
Yeah, maybe he knows these setups, maybe he's just flexing. I would like to think he knows exactly what he's doing with those nades, but who knows. That's a double kill there for Happy. He's going after these fresh spawners. He thinks they're going to be up back tower. He thinks they might be over towards pills. Sorry, towards the camo spawn. He spotted them out. Pulse, he loses his piv there against Spet. Being will clean that one up, and this hill is still being held, but the push is going to come through from A. Going to want to see some nice rotations here by Kissing Boys Esports if they're going to want to put a shutdown to this one. They didn't see the player there sliding his way into hills, but now Pulse in a 2-on-1 situation. Looks like Rober's going to come in to finish him off. Doesn't actually, but he manages to push him back far enough that the contention for this hill is back up now. And this is such a hardly fought hill, and Kissing Boys Esports cannot let this one slip. That will mean Camo is open for Synical if they want to grab it. The triple kill nearly comes through there for Zondit. Doesn't quite manage it. It's now just Spet and Happy 9000 fighting for this hill. Happy 9000, he gets stuck between two players. That means this hill is now going to be skewed even more. But the fresh spawns are already up here, MPX, and this is really, really heating up.
Kissing Boys Esports still narrowly in the lead. Obviously, Synical had a great time. Got about a third of this hill captured. And then it was Kissing Boys Esports. Got all the way to about a 3-quarter mark. And are now going to be able to secure it. I think Synical only managed to get themselves to the 3-quarter mark before Kissing Boys Esports actually full captured that. And now they have control of tower. They have the first player down. But now they go 2 dead. It's going to be Being getting taken out there. And it looks like Synical are going to fight hard for this one. This was the one that they were able to kind of hold pretty uncontested the first time around. So how are Kissing Boys Esports going to work their break? Because you've got a player flanking them out already.
Yeah, backup has arrived. All the guys from Kissing Boys Esports were spawning up over by B-side. But you saw the flanks after flanks. You saw a player there from Synical get behind them, do a lot of damage. Those 2 players that were sat back tower managing to get themselves a whole lot of damage as well. Being he's the last player up that's able to contest this hill. Happy 9000, he's stuck top mid. He's going to get out of this one as well. Actually, it looks like this is a very strong position now for Kissing Boys Esports. If they can take down these 2 players that are over by Nest, may see something come of this. They are in a pretty uncontested position now. They know those fresh spawners are going to be up by A. They're looking over towards dummies. They're looking over towards top mid. If they can keep them back, they may be able to run away with this now.
Yeah, and I just want to note, Pulse, 21 kills and 17 assists. He had such a rough start, and his team looked like at one point, maybe they weren't going to be able to hold this, but it's going to be himself and the...
Oh no!
Did
I think
Zondit just
Zondit
give that up?
I think Zondit thought his teammate had it. His teammate had the snipe. He jumped over. There was 2 there, but somehow I kind of lost track of what happened. Hopefully we might have it pop up in the replay. Here we go. So it looked like, yeah, Zondit went for the chow. His teammate got the kill. He didn't see the player in bottom tower, and then Being and Pulse. Being comes across from Nest. Pulse, he came from bottom tower, and Zondit was hoping to catch a player out back tower, I guess.
He thought Robber got the trade. I think he thought Robber got the trade. Yeah, got the trade there, but Pulse, I think, lived up only half shields because of his second teammate, you know, shooting from Nest. And wow, Reed. We gotta watch this again. Yeah, so Manxie here.
Manxie goes down, but Pulse is sat bottom tower, and he doesn't see him because the pillars are
wow.
So he goes back tower to deal with whatever he thinks is going on back there, and then in the meantime, Being comes flying over from Nest, able to there to support. Even if Zondit got back onto hill in time, I guess Being would have supported Pulse, and it probably would have gone the same way anyway. But these things happen.
Wow, that is some absolute Halo timing, and I'm here for it because that is something you don't see often, you know, like the players are normally aware, and you know, maybe if I'm in Zondit's position, I'm just staying on that hill. I'm desperate in time on that hill, but obviously him confident with his teammate, unfortunately not going to go in, and it's going to be Kissing Esports getting one of these. I have to say, every single map is a grueler. It is so close. So getting a map on board going into this game for Slayer is going to be something that hopefully adds some confidence, some bravado to them, because I want to see them make some plays on this map. And a Slayer can obviously go either way, Reed, but on Solitude especially, you can snowball a good start on this map.
Yeah, so the 2 teams agreed to go into this one with just 1 Slayer in the map pool. I think they really wanted to practice those objective game modes. That's fair enough. So I'll be interested to see which way this goes. Maybe both teams thought, you know, this is going to be easy. We're going to walk away with this one. Or maybe one of the teams thought, we're probably going to lose Slayer anyway. Let's just practice the objectives. So this could really be anyone's game. But I'm excited to see which way this one goes. I'm glad that Kissing Boys Esports won a map. That's going to just get their mental kind of reset. I think if they went 3-0 down in this 7-map scrim, they may have been a little bit disheartened, but we're kind of back here now into this kind of even playing field area, so I'll be excited to see how this goes. But this has started off pretty even. Being there with the repulse shock response, that was great, even if Zondi did kind of outplay him there just a little bit. And then Pulse outplayed him, so God, who knows?
Yeah, and, you know, just 5-5, it's just so even right now. Both these teams just showing their absolute teamwork, you know, and it's gonna be Manxie gonna make the play to get a beautiful double kill off screen there. And now we hop on board with him. He's gonna have the other two players in front of him. His team should know that Synical are all spawning up together. I'd like to see a player go posters and cut these guys off, and I think that's exactly what's happened. And now it's just about getting the damage, but it's not gonna happen. As Synical looking to break out. But they are going to get trapped, they are going to go down, fighting through yard read, and now it's 9 apiece again, but Synical have numbers.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull that apiece. It seemed like Synical made the call to push into yard, but they pushed in one by one, which saw the first two players drop dead. They then managed to spawn back up black-blue while their teammates were having kind of a back and forth there in flowers, so it actually didn't end up too devastating for them. But if we had saw the Kissing Boys Esports guys all there kind of stuck together in yard, they could have had that counter push, and that would have been absolutely devastating for Synical. They would have taken down their two players in flowers. They would have had their two fresh spawners up in blue, probably while their players were just being taken down, and that would have been 2 more down. That would have been 4 kills going the way very easily to
It's a great live by
to
Pulse.
Kissing Boys Esports. But we have a 4-kill lead here now. Camo is just about to pop up, and it looks like it's going to be Kissing Boys Esports in the best position to take this. And Happy 9000, he's got it now popped, and let's see what he can do with it.
Yeah, and I want to say again, that was a great live by Pulse, that blue window, and again, by Happy there as well. Managed to get the damage, get the nade off onto Hex there to get the kill, live up for his teammate to join him to keep him alive, and that's going to keep them with Camo and keep them growing this lead, which was about, I think, 4 kills or 3 kills at one point when we were just talking about the yard play, and now it is 8, and it looks like they're finally splitting up the Synical spawners read, and that's exactly what's happening, and they're now putting pressure on and applying it even more.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out exactly what happened. Hex is a bit isolated. Spectre also looked a little bit isolated there alongside Zondit. That will allow Being and Pulse to clean those two up. That's 2 nice kills for them. Robber, he gets picked a piece as well. Veteran Zondit, they've both spawned up around blue in window. Now Spet's making the push all by himself. He gets outed. Somehow manages to survive. Lucky use there with the thruster pack. I'd like to see a not overextension here by Kissing Boys Esports. They must know there's more bodies in there than they can deal with. They make the call. Manxie with the double nade kill. Absolutely huge by him. The call out comes from his teammates. He tries to take down Rover, but Rover's now trapped by himself. He gets stuck between Being and Happy. Luckily he has a shock. That gives him a little bit of a get out of jail free card there. But that could have again been a very devastating situation there for Synical. They are down 10 kills now in this one.
I want to see the side of Kissing Boys Esports maybe slow this down. They have shock. They kind of have the ideal setup, but it looks like it's going to be Synical pushing for the fault, but it's not going to happen. Kissing Boys Esports all together, playing the picks, making the right pushes, and they know Hex is trapped here. That's a beautiful nade by Manxie. Probably gets a little bit of damage on him. But now they need to get this kill on Hex first, and then they can collapse on these players. As soon as they spot one out, expect the full team to start fighting and read, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're now looking for Spetter. Not sure if he knows he got camo there. And this might be a little turnaround in the favour of Synical here.
Yeah, you'd like to see it. I was trying to wonder what Hex was doing. Why was he fighting that by himself? But I actually understand now. He's keeping 2 players away from the camo so that his teammate could run away with it. I'm hoping they were able to make some good work happen with it. They do manage to take down 2. That was a good bit of team cohesion there from Synical. They know there's a few more players around here. They don't know, I believe, yet that those fresh spawners spawned up bottom S1, but they tried to go for the push anyway. Let's see who comes out of this one ahead. It looks like there will be a couple kills either side, but majority of the damage being dealt by Synical. Happy 9000 will take down a player Spet there by Soda. That will be enough to make him. Hex wins for that little piv. Dealt with by Manxie. Manxie's now out by himself. We're seeing a lot of back and forth here. that lead, that was that 10 kill lead there for Kissing Boys Esports, that has been cut in half. We're at a 5 kill difference now, but we're going up to the last 10 points needed by Kissing Boys Esports if they want to round this one out.
Yeah, and Kissing Boys Esports hitting that 40-point mark first, like you said. Final 10 points needed for them. They can kind of just slow this down and play trades a little bit. Because everybody knows, once you hit, I think it's 30 kills, Slayers typically slow down. And once you hit 40 especially, you don't have to do anything crazy. You can take a couple, you know, knocks. You can lose a few kills here or there and get some trades. But it looks like they've actually turned the burners on again. They've increased back to an 8 kill lead. And Manxie gonna be the one to make the play here. Gets the one-shot kill. Is gonna finish Spetter as well. A beautiful little killing spree. Gives up Wick. He's going for the overkill. If he can catch him, I'm not sure he will. But either way, a beautiful triple. We'll call it a delayed one for him because he's performed so well. And Reed, what a great way to end it.
He knew where that player went because he got a couple shots into him. He knew there was a player up there in window. He tried to go for the finish up, but he really didn't want to make it happen. I'm going to say that was a kill tack. Calpin's going to say that was a kill tack. That was obvious. He deserved that one. Great showing there by Manxie. We saw multiple times him get double kill, triple kill medals there. He was really on the flank there with his teammates' support. Honestly, really great work by him. So he gets the first 2 flanks. He takes down 2 weeks. You see, he saw Robo there go into the window. He could have really had it finished. If he had maybe cleaned up that one shot onto Spetter instead of missing, he honestly might have gotten the overkill. He might have been there to get quick enough to take down Robo before he got into that window. But you learn from these things, MPX. You make those differences. We're now in a 2-2 situation here. Honestly, I didn't say it on stream, but I was giving that to Synical. And I just got proved so damn wrong by these Kissing Boy Esports guys that, honestly, they've really shown their hand here.
I don't even know what to say. I would have wanted to give that to Synical, but you look at the scoreboard there, right, that just flashed up, and the assists. 3 players in double-digit assists almost, right, for Kissing Boys Esports, and not even one player on the side of Synical with double-digit assists, and that is what's going to make the difference. The teamwork from Kissing Boys Esports, who you said at the start, want to play together, want to have fun, and they're showing exactly why that is crucial to having a good team.
We're going to move on to Bomb. It's back. I don't know if that's scary to people. I feel like I should play some scary music here. It's returned. We don't know how it's returned, but somehow Palpatine is back. Only Aquarius, though. We haven't got to sit through Forbidden Bomb. That's good. But Aquarius Bomb is back, and these teams are going to want to practice it as much as they can. Honestly, it kind of works on Aquarius. It's not too bad. But the 45-second camo, MPX, this is a rough one. If someone gets camo, I'm pretty sure they can probably get 2 bombs in before it expires. And that is just no fun for anyone.
That's exactly what I was thinking when you said Bomb and Aquarius. In my head immediately went to camo, because you can delay pop that camo, guarantee yourself the first one, then you can walk to the middle, pick up the ball, get it to the enemy base, and literally plant the second bomb within that camo, I'm pretty sure. So now I hate this map, and I want Bomb gone. But apart from that, I'm not sure what Spet is doing, you know. Shooting walls just for a bit of fun. Maybe he wasn't happy with how it charged up. Not going to get it, the connection, over to Happy. But 3 dead for Kissing Boys Esports. I'm going to see the side of Synical not moving the ball up right now. Also not having camo play for the ball. And I think that's a mistake there.
I'm going to agree with you. That seemed like a wasted opportunity there by Spet. I mean, they kind of got all the players on Kissing Boys Esports dead and then didn't really do anything. You just kind of chilled with camo, messing about with Happy 9000. I'm going to make another call here, MPX, and this, I don't know, someone's going to disagree with me in chat, I'm sure. But I'm going to say that I feel like the camo on Aquarius here now is the most important power amplifier on any map mode compo in HCS. I feel like there's no other power weapon or equipment on any map that is strong enough to really warrant the same type of commitment as you're gonna put to camo on this map.
The only thing I'd say you could argue is maybe Overshield on Flag Fortress. But even then, I feel like you can get away with that Especially if you're the team with the flag, you can get away with letting the enemies have that. So, I tell you what, I'm going to fully agree with you on that one. Especially with how long it lasts now, as you say, 45 seconds. I think the amount of work, the amount of engagements you can get into on this map, you might have just said the most factual statement I've ever heard say from anyone in Halo ever.
Wow, do we have an agreement? I don't think so. I'm sure someone's going to disagree with me, but honestly, I think this is going to look disgusting when we get around to HCS later in the month. Is it next month? Beginning next month, right?
Beginning next month, yeah.
It's gonna be an interesting one to see on main stage for sure. I'm gonna see if it's as impactful at the top level, but for these guys, let's see how they do it.
Yeah, I mean, even Pulse here, you know, just able to just get damage down, and if you have that ball in the enemy base, your camo guy can just then give it up and go and play this top mid and play kills. Like, you have so much time, they can probably get away with walking the ball in for you, walking top middle, and then still probably having 20 seconds of camo left to do damage down for you.
Assault saying that he thinks Street Slayer is a good contention. I can see where you're coming from. Like, if you can keep up for 45 seconds and get, you know, several kills off of that, it's going to be very impactful for sure. But getting 2 balls in, if you time it right and pop it just in the right moment, kind of get 2 setups. That's 2/3 of the way to win an entire game. So it's yet to be seen. Maybe it won't have that much of an impact if you're playing against full teams that really put in all the practice they can put in. But there's a lot of weak players in the back of this base, and I'm going to stop waffling for just a little bit. That'll be 1 player left alive. That is 4 players dead now for Kissing Boys Esports. I want to see a player grab that ball and get the plant. We're going to see Gondit get himself in the way of being. He'll go for the trade. That's enough for them. The ball's going to explode. Rover's going to go for the contention. Manxie's going to get chowed there up top P side. Spetter's ready to grab that camera as well. Spetter gets taken down by Pulse. That's absolutely huge out of Kissing Boys Esports. They really need to capitalize on this, and it looks like Hex is going to try to stop everything from happening. That's a double kill for him. Goes for the triple. Makes Maxi 1 shot. Doesn't quite finish up. Not quite sure where that camera's gone now, MPX. Looks like it's going to have to go the way of Synical, as 4 people died temporarily there for Kissing Boys Esports.
Yeah, Robert able to get his hands on it, and I know we just said maybe Street Slayer would like a word, but we also have Aquarius Slayer, so this map for me, especially with the height, with the cover that you can get into more than Streets, it's definitely going to be the most impactful map with the power-up combo. But Synical had that capture, and now looking to push forward. It was a beautiful killing spree and double kill from Hex in the base, you know, keeping Synical pushed forward. They've now got the ball still in the enemy side of the map, and it's going to be Robber now with this camo. Probably still has about 20 seconds left, I can't lie to you, and he's got the ball right on point. Yes, Spetter's 1 shot. This player not able to make the jump up, and it's going to be off that camo from Robber, I would say, that made that bomb plant, sorry, go in there, because he was able to get a bunch of damage, get some kills, get the ball in, and then read. You see him convert that.
Objective ready.
Honestly, really well played by the guys. They got them taken down, they cleared out the base. Saw Being trying to sneak a couple shots across from top fridge, but he just wasn't able to really make that peak happen. We're going to see a strong pushing out here by Kissing Boys Esports. They need to really make something happen. I'm not quite sure what Happy 9000 was doing there. He was having a little bit of a happy time there, spinning around in circles. I want to see 4 dead temporarily for Synical if Kissing Boys Esports are going to make something happen. 2 piece there, Happy and Being working together. That's a good showing from them. Can Happy make something happen with the green gun? Hex gets cross-mapped. He's down and out. Spet and Rover getting control here of P2. They're looking towards this camo, trying to make another play. Double kill from Maxi. Maxi might go for the triple here on Rover. Tries to get the flank. Gonna choose instead to play around here. P1. Camo's still up. I'm not quite sure where that's going to go. Looks like Pulse is going to get his hands on it. That's the second time Pulse has tried to go for it, and this time he will get it. 2 of his teammates are down, but let's see what they can make happen.
2 players down for the side of Kissing Boys Esports, but that bomb is still neutralized. You have a player pushing up, it looked like towards the gen for his side of the map, and it's going to be Being, but you're going to see Zondit playing through. Manxie gets a trade. Spetter with the kill onto Bean, and it's going to be Robert in the base. Look, he's going to need to get this kill here. If he gets this kill, it looks like Synical are going to be able to plant this last one. He's going to be zoned it with the double though for a second there, and now he's halfway through. Great time to drop it. Gets the triple kill. Maybe still going to get time for the over. No, it's going to be Bean shutting him down, but that is 3 plants and a beautiful ninja by Hex to end it there. And Reed, it's going to be a pretty dominant map this time around, I feel like, on neutral bomb Aquarius.
Yeah, I'm not going to count that as a ninja. It didn't look like a ninja to me. He just kind of walked over the top of the box. Anyway, yes, I want to say that towards the end, I felt like Kissing Boys Esports had a shot. Pulse got the camo. They kind of got a few players dead. They were going to get their fresh spawners up. They could have made something happen there. We didn't see. It was off screen, but something happened with Pulse. He ended up against Rover, and Rover ended away with that one. I don't know if it was a 2-on-1 situation, but whatever happened, they weren't quite able to capitalize on it, and sadly for that. I want to just have a look at Being. Being had a 0.5 KD here. We saw him absolutely dominate in that Slayer. We saw him absolutely dominate in the couple maps before, even though they did lose them. They had a very strong showing, and now he's only able to get a 0.5 KD here. So don't know if it's just a kind of map combo he's not that practiced in, but let's see if going into one of the more sort of tried and tested HCS maps. I mean, I know it's been around for ages, but Neutral Bomb is still the newest game mode. Maybe we'll see a slight change here. But anyway, let's have a look at the replays here, MPX.
Yeah, as I say, game mode and obviously the pacing for Being maybe something he's adjusting to. But yeah, we get some beautiful little replays here. Obviously, this was crucial, I feel like, from Robber there, right? He gets that kill with a camo, and then that was where he lived up and was able to get the bomb in. But you can see Being here, obviously, he dips away. Manxie jumps up, gets this double kill. And then you saw that immediately challenged for the triple. He was unable to get it, but that zoned it double there. And then from here, right, immediately to just drop the ball, get that third, and then just be right ready. Look at this, drops it. Literally 2 shots, hits him with both, and then finishes the arm. And that's just what you want to see. So smart out of him to know when to drop the ball and focus on what he's doing. Tanks the grenade, and then still gets a plant in behind that pillar.
Yeah, and I mean, great nade there by Manxie. He got a perfect kind of bounce there. I don't know if that was just a kind of throw it in hope type one, or whether it was actually tried and practiced, but it worked really well for him. We're going to be going into a Strongholds on Recharge. This is a map combo that puts fear into some teams, and it feels comfort into others. Honestly, I'm not quite sure which one it is for each of these. Maybe they can tell us in chat. I know they're listening. Maybe they can tell us if they're excited or whether they're a little bit scared going into this one. But honestly, I love just spectating it, so I'm here for it.
I'm definitely excited to see what we're going to do. Obviously, that oddball was really close at the start, and we know that both teams have a little good, solid gold hold, and obviously crucial to hold the B point on this map. Obviously, you know, A, B, probably your preferred setup still. It might change. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't seen enough of this map with the new 45-second camo, you know, involved on it, especially with how you can have camo, grapple, and shock for basically a whole game long and just do whatever you want with it. But Kissing Boys Esports going to start with it. Hex with a beautiful trade. I'm pretty sure Pulse then burnt the camo, and it's going to be 2 dead on the side of Synical. And you're looking to see Kissing Boys Esports starting with a potential trip cap here, but a player from B is going to get taken. Synical going to stop going for the C point, going to just focus on the B as they get 2 dead Reed, and it looks like they're now going to almost go for a triple cap for themselves.
Hey, you love to see it. A nice push there towards A though, and that will be a triple kill being secured. I don't see anybody stopping that A push. Let's see if these shots can connect. They don't know he's there. He takes down Bing with the green gun. He was the bigger threat. He switches, gets the double, tries to go for a triple. He's hunting for it. He gets the call down to triple box. Takes down Manxie. It's just slightly too late. The triple doesn't come through. He gets to flank again. That's another double for him. Can he find these last 2 players over by suitcases? We'll make the push with Spet. Teammates fall back. He's got to be careful though. They're going to be forcing the spawns here up towards pipes. The spawns come through, but they make the push across over to A. A is being secured. Points still going the way of Synical here.
Yeah, I think it was Happy actually able to get the bottom lift spawns You know, Robber or Zondit just gave it away a little too early. So you're going to see Kissing Boys Esports. Yes, they're 3 dead right now, but being able to just back up, live up. They're still only bleeding out a point at a time. With a little touch on this B point, and all the players up now. Are they going to be able to do anything? No, but they're going to spawn long haul. They're going to trade out A for C. And it's going to be up to Hex to just try and slow this push down. Smart play from him to just back up. Gets the call out about the guy in tower. There's another one shot in front of him. He's going to get that one. And it looks like they're going for this triple cap.
Ammo is up. Looks like Spet's going to go to get it very uncontested. Hex, he'll grab that. He'll make the triple cap. Oh, love to see the carbine out in play, especially by Camo. You might see something special happen here. Makes the call out. Nice double remote detonation. There's not a medal for that, but that should be commendated. I loved that play there by Spet. He's going to keep the pressure on Hex. Not quite able there to convincingly grab A, but it doesn't get reset yet. Spet, he's able to jump in just at the right time. Pulse thought that was going to be grabbed, but it doesn't. And somehow Pulse wins the duel. I don't know what happened. He can definitely shoot a lot quicker than that. I'm not sure if he was just trying to line up the shots or what. But honestly, that was a bit of a misplay there by Spet. I'm not quite sure what happened.
Yeah, potentially a bit of nerves coming out from Spitter there. You know, he still had camo, didn't have to go for anything too crazy. Took a couple of them shots, maybe got nervous when he missed a few, but a beautiful kill from Pulse. But Spitter is going to be straight back on it, gets damage into Manxie, Robber gets the kill. They're now back behind the team in C. They still have B controlled, but they're not able to convert C. Kissing Boys Esports looking to apply some pressure with a triple cap. It's going to be on to Robber here to get the kill on Pulse. He's going to do exactly that. Now putting damage down on Happy. His team are on A and C, going for a trip cap themselves. They're going to lose out on A, but they are going to get C read, and it's going to be Spetter who's able to get that. Knows this player is bottom tower. Not able to find him though.
I think he tried to throw a nade there and then realised he didn't have any left in his back pocket. I think that's why we saw him shoot the floor. He knew Happy was inside that shroud screen, but didn't quite come through. I'm glad to see Kissing Boys Esports. They finally got themselves pushed out that A setup. They need to now do something. They need to get a spawn trap here on Synical. They need to do, yeah, absolutely something if they want to come back into this one. They managed a nice double there secured by Happy. Camo is now in play. That's 3 players dead on Synical. The last player, they know he must be watching that Camo. They spotted him. The shot comes across from being. That is Camo secured for the first time by Kissing Boys Esports. Now, if they can hold this top gold, if they can hold the top tower, they may just be able to hold a setup for a little bit, close this gap, try to come neck and neck here with Synical.
Yeah, Hex gonna spot being out though, and now he's gonna have both the players pushing in and is able to get it. And I think he got a remote there off of the shock on the enemy. I think the shock tick managed to blow up the grenade. Either that or somehow his dead body meleeed the grenade, but he got a remote detonation there as well as the shock kill on the player. So I'm a little bit confused at what happened. That might need to be a replay. So yeah, maybe I missed something there.
We'll check that out afterwards. I don't know if it's an observer glitch saying the remote det went to somebody else, but we'll have a look. Anyway, good work by him. He got a lot of combo there with that shock bullets anyway before he died. So he did do a lot of damage to both those players. Anyway, B is being converted here now by Synical. Zonda is the last player alive though, so good job for him getting the conversion, even though he was all that stood. Let's see Kissing Boys Esports now secure B, get this position set up. They need to get someone up into top gold, stop this push. But they must have the call by now. They must know that most of these players from Synical are going to be pushing the A side. Happy will make sure that gets shut down. He's on a killing spree, which is huge, because he's only got 10 kills. So he got half of his kills in this one life. You go, girl.
Indeed, and I just want to point out, they're only 20 seconds back now. They were down about 80 at one point in this game. They're now down only by 10 points. And it looks like they're just comfortable and confident with this AB hold. Unfortunately, going to see Happy get caught out. The camo's coming up in 3 seconds. Yes, Kissing Boys Esports has control of 2. Manxie has control of top gold. But I believe it's going to be the side of Synical that are able to convert and grab this camo here. I think it is still up. Can't quite see it on the stream. Manxie's not looking at it for me, which means his team maybe aren't looking over it, but they're still going to be fighting over it. Zondit, beautiful live up. I think Hext is going to get away with a camo here. Pulse fighting out C, trying to be a nuisance, able to get damage down, being a Manxie, picking it up. And even if Hex got camo there, he got taken out, and now Kissing Boys Esports converting A and looking to potentially take a lead here themselves, Reed.
Yeah, I don't want to see Banksy overextend himself here. He may be able to take down Spet, but he needs to get ready for that second push. He must know there's another player on their way to him. Gets those pre-placed name. It's Hex. He comes in for the slide, but he will deal with him. Good job there by Pulse, being a little bit of a blocker there to help his team hold on to A. You've got Being, he's sat backledge with that shock. He's watching that cross position. Happy's holding top goal. Happy gets a couple shots across. It will be enough to stall. Rover sees his opportunity, goes for the push. He makes the connection. It's now all up to Being. Being faces two players on the side of Synical. That opens up the entirety of pipes to Synical, and Synical, they just keep running. They ignore B. They go all the way to A. They just have Manxie to take down. The damage comes through. Manxie gets taken. The trade is there, but one player survives, and it is Rover. It is on Synical. He makes that perfection while securing A for his team, but they left C too wide open, and they left B all unprotected. That meant that this time just kept ticking for Kissing Boys Esports the entire set.
Yeah, can't leave your zones unprotected when Kissing Boys Esports are involved, as they now go for the trip cap. And it has to be stated, while we looked at Rubber on A, he was unable to help his teammates on B. And Kissing Boys Esports, it was Being and Happy at the time, just stopping that B from being captured by Zondit. But you're going to see Spetter now pushing out early. His team isn't ready. The side of Kissing Boys Esports watching over this camo, they have taken a 70-point lead themselves now. Hex gonna grab the camo for the side of Synical. Not gonna pop it just yet. Make sure his team, you know, gets together as Manxie gets a kill on one of them. But now they've got the kill. They have the camo. And I want to see what Hex can do here. There's 2 dead for Kissing Boys Esports. Hex just staying where he's at. He's got the damage down on the players. But he's just gonna hold into this B point and capture it. And it's going to be his team now ticking up the score read.
Yeah, overall great job by Kissing Boys Esports just in this game to get this reversed. They didn't let themselves get taken down passion-wise. They just were able to clutch up, but it's not over yet. We've seen this time and time again, MPX. When you're looking at these games of strongholds, if a team gets a secure hold and Kissing Boys Esports are just like, we only need 15 seconds. It's just 15 seconds. They can really throw the bag. So I'm hoping that's not what we see. Happy. He spots that player. He spots out Hex. He must know there's another player on A. It is Spet. Spet tries to go. He pushes all the way through to B. If Pulse can do even more living here, he will secure that one. He makes it happen. Now the question is, what falls next? It looks like it will be A. That's Happy spawning up on Being. The perfect setup here is being set up by Kissing Boys Esports. They're ticking up points now, and this is a very scary position to be in here for Synical. They have 10 seconds to deal with here. They make the push onto A, but it is a fight back and forth. Pulse, he lives up top gold. If Happy can win this fight against Spet, this will be a secured A. Can't make it happen. Manxie comes as backups. It's a trade. This means that it is being held by Kissing Boys Esports, and Zondit's just a second too late. That is a secured hill. Great job by Kissing Boys Esports overall to have that comeback. I think you called it. They were down by 80 points, right? They were able to just put in the work, switch that round, and honestly, it kind of flew by my head. 1 minute they were behind, next minute they are just about to close out the game, and honestly, a great job by them.
And it has to be said, you mentioned Pulse's living up back B, but then right at the end there as well, the grapple through to challenge Zondit, knowing that all he had to do was delay it. He didn't have to worry about the kill, just delay it enough to get his teammates there. But he swung in with that grapple, got the kill, got his team the win, and it all stems from living up in B for so long. And then even after he captured it, he got the grapple, got away, lived up, and was able to make that play at the very end. And look at the team's engagement. Yes, the side of Synical have more assists as a group, but just the slays so evenly matched between both teams. And I believe it is maybe 1 kill ahead for Kissing Boys Esports in that lobby.
The patience we saw here by Zondit honestly should be admired. He didn't panic there. He also didn't, you know, fuck it up, which I do every single time I'm behind the player and they don't notice me. I always end up making the shot. But he didn't do that. He managed to get the kill. He should have really gone for the over here. That would have been an over if he'd just had that timing between those top, the second and the third kill. tightened up just a little bit. But great job. And this double remote detonation coming out of here by Spet. Again, you just don't really see that very often. I love it. I absolutely love it, NBA.
Yeah, the timing, he knew what he could do, and then this was what he did a life after. You know, he makes that great play, and then unfortunately, with the carbine in his hand, maybe he's not used to that weapon yet, but this is what I wanted to see. He gets the remote detonation.
The shock. I think the shock connected with it, right?
It has to be, right?
You can see
You
it
look
go.
at this.
Yeah,
It is! Oh my god, I thought I was tripping when I saw that. But it actually was the shock off the dead body blowing up the grenade that sped her through. And wow, what a turnaround that made in the game.
I mean, it only works if you're in such a tight space as you are there on Gold Stairs. And you kill somebody right at the time. Honestly, great job. Honestly, I know it wasn't intentional. He was just trying to get the kills. But the fact that that kind of combo happened and worked, and it's only really possible with the shock rifle, considering the disruptor is kind of GA'd. Honestly, really strong performance.
Yeah, and I never thought we'd see something like that. But this as well, by the way, by Robber. You know, able to get the damage, throw the nade down, turn around, get that headshot, and then still live up. That was amazing from him. But straight away, you see Pulse. These are the plays he's making off screen every now and then, you know, getting that, and then he's coming back. As soon as we swap to him, he's making those plays, and we didn't see the full end sequence from him, but living up on B while you were casting over him, saying how important that live up was for him, to then, I'll say it again, when he swung through for that final kill to get Kissing Boys Esports the win. I'm so excited it is going to the 7th game, and I'm also excited to watch some Lattice King of the Hill. I'm glad these guys have picked that, and also picked it as the last map, because we get to keep it fresh, keep it enjoyable, and see what these two teams do on it.
Honestly, this is the second scrim we've had. Obviously, we had the scrim yesterday. That went to a map number 7. This is another scrim. We've had this go to a map number 7. We haven't planned this. We said, you know, we'll stick through every single map and we'll watch them all. But they've ended in a 3-3 situation for both of them, and I'm hoping this one's a lot closer, because sadly yesterday we kind of went into a Slayer that was a bit of a stomp at the end. It was a 50-38 or something. I'm hoping this is a lot tighter, and this will be absolutely great. Interestingly, they've picked King of the Hill on Lattice. I'm not sure if I know that kind of some teams, so one team picked 4 game modes, another team picked 3 game modes, and then that team picked 4 maps and the other team picked 3 maps. And then I don't know if the matchup was done by the teams or how that worked. But King of the Hill is kind of the worst, or the most disliked game mode on Lattice, at least as far as I can tell from just general vibes in the community. So I'm interested to see how this goes.
Yeah, obviously it starts around this bottom ice donut portion of the map, and I'm learning the callouts on this map every time I get to watch it, so that's why I'm excited to see it. But I want to see if Kissing Boys Esports, you know, get off to a strong start as they did on live fire, and it looks like, yes, okay, you're going to see a double kill from Spetter there, but then immediately it was Pulse, able to shut him down, and they have a little bit of time here, but it's going to be sniped in the hands of Hex, and that's a beautiful off the rack no scope, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it was a quick scope, I'm not quite sure, but that was beautiful either way, and now he has control. He's pushing back to his team, and we're going to see the side of, as I say, the side of Synical finally pulls him up, but some of these shots he's hitting, yes, they're not headshots, but they are body shots, they are connecting.
I mean, honestly, like, Being didn't get the memo as he just jumped there up to the sniper. That was quite funny. But we saw him take down that first player with the quickscope. That was really well played. And it forced Manxie back into his side of the map. He didn't then go for that hill push. He opened up so much opportunities there for the rest of Synical that it should be really admired. But I'm not sure what quite happened, but the snipes in the hands of Pulse. Hill time is favouring Kissing Boys Esports. So even though we saw that strong, dominating play there from Hex, Kissing Boys Esports are the ones that have taken the objective advantage out of it. Robert, I think, is disconnected. Well, that was anticlimactic. We're going to get this one restarted, and we're going to get back into it.
Yeah, but a great start from both sides. Obviously, both had their own little, individual quirks. It was a side of Kissing Boys Esports immediately onto the hill again. It's something that they're really good at, it seems, at these King of the Hills. But that snipe right off, like I say, from Hex, that was just something you don't see often, but when you get a hit them, it's beautiful. Same as that double kill to start. But this right here, I think we're about to see, he grabs the snipe, and then just straight snaps on Happy with a quick scope.
Prod, they don't want to waste these replays they took. They really wanted to show them off, and they've done a great job. I mean, that just... That changed the dynamic, and his team really didn't capitalize on it. And I hate to call them out like that, but like, he got the kill, he kept the players in their spawn. That was at that point where he had to get the rest of his teams wrapped around onto the hill and just hold them. But it just didn't come through. But anyway, we're gonna get this one restarted, and we might see a slightly different outcome here. But when we see King of the Hill on Lattice, that first sort of piv you have over the sniper is so impactful. It really brings such a change to the map dynamic that it's the only real sort of start that's viable, I guess.
Yeah, definitely fighting for that sniper is what you want to do, and I want to see how the teams take this, because it seemed that Kissing Boys Esports obviously sent 3 players down to the hill, opting to leave that sniper off the start, which allowed the side of Synical to take it. And Synical seemed to favour a little bit more of the quantum and snipe side of the map, I felt. So we'll see what they do this time around. Are they just going to bang out on sniper, or are they going to bang out on the hill, take kills, and then get pressure? Because I wonder if on this map, if you just straight bang out one of the ways, get the kills, does the other team then spawn so close to the other objective, whether it be the hill or the sniper, that you just kind of have to give it up? That's something I'm not 100% sure of, and I want to see, the more we get to watch this map played, how teams go about their start off.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to say not, but honestly, let's keep an eye on. We do have all players in the lobby now, loading into this one. Let's keep an eye on how they start. I'll be interested to know if the start goes differently, now that they kind of know how the other team started off before the reset. They might just make a little bit of a dynamic change that might give them a slight advantage. Let's see if Sniper does not go the way of Synical this time. Let's see if it ends up in the hands of Kissing Boys Esports. And let's see if Kissing Boys Esports is still able to majoritively get this first win.
Looks like both sides opting for a 3-1 split. Yeah, so it's going to be Hex just goes straight for the sniper and leaves the other 3 of his teammates fighting the hill. And okay, yes, Kissing Boys Esports is going to start with a time, but you saw Hex in the kill feed get a kill with his sniper, and now he's behind enemy lines. But he's not, he is aware, and a beautiful no-scope body shot there.
And it's going to be... He knew he was there.
As I say, I think a player had to call out that they were missing one, so it had to be a call out off of his teammates. But now he's got control of over to the top of his teammate in this ice hill, and a complete different way of what they're playing, Reed.
Yeah, I mean, hill time going the way of the Synical. They have really turned this around from that first reset. They've still got the sniper in the hands of Hex. Hex, he gets called out. He hits the snipe onto Happy. He misses the second one there on Pulse. Pulse is still alive. He's putting down pressure onto the hill. He's cleared it out. It's not over yet. This first hill is still all to play for. The shots come across, but the reload has to happen by being. He doesn't finish him off. He manages to keep him weak enough that his teammates get back into the hill. So this is Kissing Boys Esports time to gain. They are down 1. Rover goes to get a nade in there off of the sub. Doesn't quite drop down. The repulsor play happens, but the heal is now in control of Synical, and players on Kissing Boys Esports are dropping like flies. This should be hill secured for them. Now going to move on to the second hill.
3 dead. Happy's gun barrel just poking out there, so it does get caught. A beautiful drop, jump back up, you know, I can't even remember what it's called, like the fake jump. Manages to get it. That's the one. Managed to get the trade, but it's going to be 2 dead now for either side. The first spawner up for Kissing Boys Esports, so they have the lead in numbers, but it's going to be their teamwork going in favour of Synical right now. And I want to see, I was going to say, I want to see what Zondic can do. It's going to be, I think, Manxie getting that kill. 2 dead now onto Synical. And Hill in control of Kissing Boys Esports. But it looks like the side of Synical able to push through and maybe disrupt here.
I'm loving this. Every player is on either 3 or 4 kills except Hex. And Hex had that snipe advantage. We're going to double. But there is such an even playing field right now. The problem with this hill here, MPX, is that it's just so exposed. Of all the players spawning at blue, they can basically get an instant view on this hill. So if you're not keeping them in the respawn screen, they're going to keep a lot of pressure on you. I mean, Pulse, he's not even visible and he's getting 2 damn nades there onto the hill that's doing so much damage. But a great job by his teammates, by the Synical teammates, to keep those players from Kissing Boys Esports out of a view line of the hill. They make a nice flank behind, but the nades and the Robert Zondit duo there able to keep them at bay, and that'll be a second hill pretty much all cleaned up here by Synical.
And it looked like Synical just said, right, we'll take control of the middle of this map. And then from there, we're able to split the spawns of Kissing Boys Esports ever so slightly. I think in timing and in positioning, which gave them the time to secure that second hill. But it's going to be Snipe in Happy 9000's hands, and not going to be able to connect with the head of Robber right now. As you're going to see Synical jumping into the hill, getting a little bit of time, but Happy here, able to just control where he's at with a sniper. His team gets the kills, and the Kissing Boys Esports are now looking to convert their first one. Unfortunately, not going to connect again from Happy. The Synical looking to make the break, but it's going to be Being. Going to get a huge kill there. Is he able to get the second? No, not yet. Knows Robber is weak, however.
I like that call. The call came through from his teammate. Happy. He went, right, you push, you flank them, you take them down. I'll rotate with the sniper. I'll take the hill time. And it worked absolutely perfectly. He got the jump on those 2 players. He managed to take them down. He managed to keep Synical at bay for a little bit. And this hill is just over half of the way, all the way towards Kissing Boys Esports. But Synical have made their play. They've cleaned them out. Being the last player alive, they've isolated him. They've taken him down. It's now Snipe in the hands of Spet, Hill in the hands of Synical. Let's see if Kissing Boys Esports can put up a good response. If they can clear these players out and take down Spet on the hill, they may still have a chance to close this one out and prevent this from going a 3-0 already.
Spet again, just shooting those nades, something he did so well last map. Not going to work out for him this time as he does go down. It's Pulse managing to stay alive with the QT. Gonna then go and walk into his death, but Manxie patrolling the middle of this map, just giving his teammates callouts, getting the damage down, hopefully on these Synical players before they get through to the hill, is going to get caught out. And it's going to be Synical still in control of this hill route. And now the players of Kissing Boys Esports spawning in this red base, the furthest point away that they possibly can, having to fight out, and a beautiful double kill by Hex from height. Able to keep his team in that to get the third hill. And now all they have to do is fight around this damn portion of the map. And they could be on for a 4-0 victory.
Game? That melee, I heard the melee, but the damage didn't come through. What happened there, yeah? Huh? Want to talk about that? Feel bad there for Synical, but Manxie, he damn needs it. His team is already down 3-0, and this hill is by far the worst, right? You are visible from pretty much everywhere on the map. You might get lucky if the sniper spawns while you've got control. You may be able to get that sniper and sort of take heads walking up that little walkway we just saw Rover come out of. But honestly, you have to have full control. And it is currently Kissing Boys Esports that have their presence. Happy 9000 has the sniper. He misses though. He's taken down there by 2 players onto Synical. A double kill for Manxie. He could have got the triple there, possibly on Rover, but Rover made the fullback. Let's see if him and Being are just enough to keep these guys at bay over by blue. If they can take them down, they may make something happen. But Spet, he's spawned up. He's putting a lot of pressure in red tower. He has the authority here to have presence over this hill. Being is the last player up, and he's about to get outflanked.
Yeah, but I liked what I saw from Maxi there. Just knew when to play time, when not to play time, when to go for the kills. Unfortunately, wasn't able to keep his shield there, but is still going to keep his team in this. They have a quarter of the hill captured. It's going to be the side of Synical. Not going for this. There's a minute 45 left on the clock. So they don't have to capture this hill. They know that it is forced into the hands of Kissing Boys Esports now to almost constantly be on this if they want enough time to fight out the rest of the map. But as you say, this point so open, and you're going to see Synical not even touching this point, not worried about it. Going to probably burn a lot of this time down.
Yeah, I kind of like this play. Normally on most maps, we'd say, a minute and a half is a lot to play with. But this hill is so open, it's so easy to defend. And when you're not focused on trying to take it, that frees up that kind of extra player to not be stood up basically like a piñata, just getting shot at and taken down. And they're 3 points ahead, right? So wherever this next hill moves, if Kissing Boys Esports do manage to clutch it out, probably only going to have 30 seconds or so left at that point. You're in pretty good odds of winning out the map at that point. So we're seeing the strategy comes out, and that's what these scrims are for, right? Try out new strategies, see if they work. If this ultimately doesn't work for them, if this map isn't made for this point, isn't made for playing such a long draw out at this point, they'll work it out from the scrim. But it seems to be doing God's work for them. They have the perfect positioning, and they're just outflanking Kissing Boys Esports as Kissing Boys Esports desperate themselves to make this happen. The flank comes through onto Spet. Ying will take him down. Observer, I would love the scoreboard back, but it's working well.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get that just yet. We'll get it at the end of the game, but you see Zonda here. You can play the cover, and then maybe that's something that could just be done. You can play cover on this hill, but it's just not when you're in it. So maybe that's something that an update they could do, is make it so that you can just be playing on that corner of that wall. You know, capturing some of the hill time. But Kissing Boys Esports, there's 7 seconds left on the clock. They have to leave a player here in the open, hope he doesn't die, and rotate back to... Is it the boxes here now? Okay, so they have to rotate to these boxes, but Spetter there, just being annoying. Yes, they get in it. Pulse, not aware that Spetter was there. Happy, not quite reacting to the call out straight away, but they are just going to be holding it. 4 seconds on the clock. They're in the hill read. They're currently making the kills in their favour, but Zondit gets the nade kill. Unfortunately, team damage coming in, but Hext is there, gets the trade, and is going to secure his team the victory.
Yeah, I mean, they milked so much time. There was 7 seconds left after they got that hill. And Spet knew it, right? He was sat there, he was hidden, he was waiting. All he had to do was deal the damage, and he knew that they would get it. And honestly, it worked out perfectly for them. The backup came through. He was in a one-on-one situation. Spet dropped down. His teammate cleaned it up, left the hill open. Boom. There you go. 3-1. So you say 3-1, but realistically, it was a 4-0, right? Like it was so dominating from them. It just shows that Kissing Boys Esports need a little bit more practice on Lattice, which is fine. It's the newest map. People will take time to get used to it. Honestly, great job by them. Great job by Synical. We had a 4-3 series here. So both teams should be happy with how they performed. And they've got a stream here to look back and work out what went wrong. But honestly, look at these scorelines. I mean, they were very close. I mean, that recharge started off incredibly close. We saw it swing towards the Synical by the end. We saw a similar thing happen in Fortress. The first flag cap went to Kissing Boys Esports. Then 3 flag caps went the way of Synical. Live Fire, they turned it around. Solitude, they dominated. Aquarius went back the other way. There's a lot of back and forth, and I think this just shows which maps and modes these teams are strongest on, and it just reveals some weaknesses, which is fine. We have LAN coming up in November, right? So we got 2-3 months here to work. I'm hoping Synical manage to get themselves that team pass and can come along and join us. And if so, I'd love to see these guys battle against each other again.
Would absolutely love to see these guys go at it on LAN. Even if unfortunately they don't get to play each other competitively on LAN, they can still run a scrim. Hopefully, you know, if you get a bit of time extra on one of them days, you know, some of like those 8s that you guys play in the time, or you get a spare little setup, have these guys run a scrims, because if they get a pre-series LAN sort of like scrim against each other, that's going to set them up for the rest of the tournament. And like you say, these teams fighting for top 16, top 12, top 8, whatever it may be, the European competition is so tight that either of these teams can make an upset.
Yeah, I love to see it. And I'm loving to see teams actually forming, and we're getting a little bit of stickiness of the teams. We're not seeing as much of a roster mania going on, and that's just really nice. But that's all we have time for today. Let's just close this one out by saying thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this kind of little mini stream. We've hoped you've, if you're on a team that's going to go against one of these guys, maybe you've learned something. I'm hoping they'll be able to come back, watch back the stream, learn something themselves. But honestly, it's been a lot of fun. I'm Reed. I've been joined here by Nathan. Let's say anything. Anything you want to say before we close this one out?
No, just thank you for having me. It's been great to get back in the casting booth, to get on with you. I know it's been a while since you've been out. I look forward to, if I'm not at the EHL thing, watching it, seeing what you guys do, and hopefully get to see some great matches of European Halo.
You've got to come join us. You've got to do it.
I
Anyway,
should be, but...
we can talk that out later. But thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on Sunday for some HCS action. Thanks, guys.
too much. So long, but don't start to rush. Take your time, clear your mind. You're worrying enough. Don't make it too tough. Oh, oh, made it. Made it, yeah. Oh, made it. Play with my emotions like it's all just a game to you. It's a game to you. Roll the dice again, and I can promise this time you'll lose. It's your turn to lose. Hold on, it's getting too much. So long, but don't start to rush. Take your time.